July 28th, 1999.
Even in a city accustomed to protests, members of the Chinese Falun Gong movement stand out. The Chinese government fears them and has jailed quite a few of them precisely because there are so many of them, millions of them, followers of this man, who preaches a spiritual message of healing and fitness.
People feel frustrated, so they look for answers elsewhere, apart from what the party and the government have to offer.
I believe that this organization could be a serious threat to the rulership of the Communist Party in China, and I think that they see this as a fight for the minds and souls and hearts of people in China.
Tonight, the Falun Gong. How great a threat to the Communists' grip on China.
From ABC News, this is Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
Here's the problem. The Chinese government does not have a very good reputation for openness, nor, to be blunt, do they deserve one. They are secretive, sometimes to the point of paranoia, and they tend to be repressive in the face of even the slightest dissent. So when we in this country hear stories of the Chinese government cracking down on what is consistently being described as a perfectly harmless movement that has its roots in Buddhism, believes in meditation, deep breathing, stylized exercise, we tend to take that at face value. That is, after all, just the sort of reaction we would expect from the Chinese government. Only, as Henry Kissinger once famously observed, even paranoids have enemies. And this time, the Chinese government may, in fact, have something legitimate to be worried about. Numbers, for one. The Falun Gong movement, and you'll be hearing a lot more about them in a moment, apparently does number in the millions. Its membership is, almost by definition, less than content with the way things are in China these days. Similar movements in the past, even those that had no political motives to begin with, developed and then became real threats to the existing authorities at the time. And if some of the things that Falun Gong followers are said to believe is what they really believe, then they are not all dealing from a full deck either. So keep an open mind as we begin our broadcast tonight with this report from ABC's Jim Williams in Beijing.
In the mornings, I get up to go to practice site and do my movement, and then come back to the office and work, and that's my day. Actually, it changed me a lot.
They are quiet and appear peaceful, yet one of the world's superpowers sees them as threatening. And now in China, when members of Falun Gong meditate and exercise, they cannot do so in public. For nearly 2 weeks, China's government has been rounding up thousands of Falun Gong members, a group that could have as many as 60 million followers here. The government confiscated and destroyed their books and tapes and called them an evil and dangerous cult. Since last week, Falun Gong has been officially outlawed.
Master Li's teaching is asking people to be, a nice person, good person, do good deeds. We never strictly not involved in any politics, or state affairs. So I don't see why there's a reason for them so scared.
Falun Gong was started just 7 years ago by a former Chinese soldier and trumpet player. 48-year-old Li Hongzhi borrowed from Buddhism and Taoism, but he has also been quoted as saying extraterrestrial beings control men. Some of his followers say he can harness cosmic forces to cure cancer and heal the blind. In more recent interviews, Li, who lives in New York City, has made no such claims. I am only teaching people to practice for healing and fitness, Li says, to be more noble people, so it cannot really be called an evil religion. In China, Li has found many eager followers. The country's changing economy has created great wealth for some, but left many others behind. The communist government can no longer claim to take care of all its people. thousands of government factories have closed. Many workers are now without jobs, health benefits, or even pensions. They've lost hope that the government can improve their lives, so they're looking elsewhere. Many of the displaced have turned to Li Hongzhi.
He says that the world is in a terrible situation and it's close to catastrophe, it's about to collapse, and the only way that you can prevent that from happening is to follow his ideology, to follow his beliefs, and to, in many ways, rally around him.
Li claims to have no interest in politics, but his followers have staged demonstrations throughout China, seeking official recognition from the government.
They have an incredible power of mobilization. This man has proved that through email, through internet, from outside of China, he can put 10,000 people outside Zhongnanhai without the Chinese government knowing anything about it.
That silent protest in April outside the compound where China's leaders live and work alarmed President Jiang Zemin.
And therefore, Jiang Zemin fears that if he doesn't take drastic action now, there's a possibility that after a few years, the Falun Gong will become really very powerful.
China's leaders were shocked to learn that Falun Gong's membership was so large and so diverse. It not only included the poor and the unemployed, but professionals, and to the government's horror, Communist Party officials. Altogether, thousands were detained. So many, they had to be held in stadiums. Authorities are threatening to charge the group's leaders with trying to overthrow the government. China has justified its crackdown, charging the group has brainwashed its followers. State-run television has shown people describing how Falun Gong ruined their lives. This man said his wife was so obsessed with the group's prediction that the world would end, she killed their child and herself. The government's actions have outraged human rights groups. For them, it is a reminder of the Tiananmen Square crackdown 10 years ago. Dai Qing spent 10 months in jail for sympathizing with the protesters.
This is
the third generation of this government. She says they should have new ways to handle problems. Instead, they are using the same old tactics they used in the 1950s and 60s to deal with peaceful demonstrations. During the last century, the Taiping and Boxer rebellions, which grew out of cults, nearly toppled the Qing dynasty. Today's Chinese leaders, ever mindful of their history, take Falun Gong very seriously.
We need to look at this and see to what extent the Communist Party sees this as a major threat to its legitimacy and to its rule. And if it can't control this organization, then the whole country could be in real trouble.
And yet by banning Falun Gong, China could be creating an opposition movement that might become increasingly resentful and hostile.
In spite of the drastic measures being taken, this will be a long drawn-out tug of war between the authorities and the Falun Gong followers, which may give rise to a series of social unrest.
This was once a familiar sight all over China. Now the country's fastest-growing spiritual movement has, for the moment, been driven underground. For Nightline, this is Jim Williams in Beijing.
Later, we'll be joined by an official of the Chinese government, but when we come back, a conversation I recorded earlier this evening with a spokesman for the founder of Falun Gong.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Toyota.
Murphy, I want you to pick my wife up from the airport. Her name is Thelma.
I'm Thelma.
Really?
Really?
Camry's extra value package with CD player and 6 speakers and a power driver's seat.
Thanks for the ride.
No problem, Mrs. Burns.
Who's Mrs. Burns?
Did we mention anti-lock brakes? The 1999 Camry, now with special savings.
Camcorder, $400. 3-hour tape, $7. Extra battery, $25. Home movies with Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. Priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 4 tickets to a '99 World Series game and sit with baseball's legends. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, sponsor of the Major League Baseball All-Century Team.
Okay,
Things are changing fast. Think you're keeping up? Things change again. Robotics, clone cyber, love, time. Time is ticking. But does faster really mean better? So few answers, so many terrific questions as we head into A Brave New World Thursday.
Now at Doctor's Value Vision, when you buy one complete pair of glasses, you get a second pair free, which can come in handy when you want to stand out in a crowd. And you can choose from a wide selection of stylish frames. Buy one pair, get a second pair free. From Doctor's Value Vision.
Bobby, breakfast.
Hey, wake up, you sleepy
Bobby, breakfast.
Get up, get out of bed.
Lunchables.
For breakfast?
Cheer up, the sun is red.
Cool, Mom.
Live, love, laugh and be happy.
New Lunchables, pancakes, or waffles. No need to heat them, just get up and eat them.
Thanks, Mom.
Be happy.
Lunchables, make fun of lunch and breakfast.
And joining us now from our New York bureau, Arping Zhang, who serves as an interpreter and spokesman for Master Li, the founder of Falun Gong. I must tell you, I am a little bit confused, and maybe I'm trapped between some of the propaganda that the Chinese government has been putting out and reality. So help me with reality here. Do you all believe, those of you who are practitioners of Falun Gong, that medical care, traditional medical care, be it Chinese or Western, is not necessary?
We never say that hospitals cannot heal illnesses. The Chinese government fabricated stories in the videotape to viciously slander Master Li, the founder of Falun Gong, and Falun Gong altogether. They accuse us saying that we don't allow people to go to hospital when they get ill.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm saying that Falun Gong doesn't allow people to go to hospitals. But I have heard English-speaking Chinese in this country who are practitioners who say it's not necessary. Do you believe that?
Personally, I think I had a chronic problem with my body. I had problems with my kidney and liver and stomach. Through practice, all those syndromes disappeared. So I practice every day, and it's been greatly effective for me. So I don't feel a need to try the medications that I tried before, which did not work.
If for example, you started spitting up blood, or if you broke a leg, or if you had reason to believe that you might have cancer, you wouldn't go to a doctor? You wouldn't go to a hospital?
I think people should have the right to do whatever they want.
I'm asking you what you would do if you had that problem. I realize it's a hypothetical question, but give me an answer anyway.
I just don't think those situations arrive. I would like to know when
they arise. They arise in everybody's life sooner or later.
When they come, I will know what to do.
But right now, when they come in the context of your movement, in the context of what you believe, what will you do?
Right now, I don't think this situation will come. They are very hypothetical, and I think we should dwell on the current situation in China.
Well, I'll tell you what, allow me to ask the questions and then you try to give the answers.
Okay.
I must tell you, one of the things that makes your movement seem a little strange is that you and other spokesmen for the movement won't answer what seems like a perfectly reasonable question. If you are sick, would you go to a doctor, would you go to a hospital? And you tell me you're not sick. I get that. But see if you can be a little more forthcoming.
I think if I have through the practice, I've been feeling very normal. I have never get any illness syndrome, so I don't see a need to do it personally. Individually, they can seek any medical help they want to if they, even though they practice Falun Gong, and that's their individual choice.
Very good. Are you a movement? Do you represent a body of people, or are you just, however large your group is, hundreds of thousands or even a few million individuals who practice your beliefs individually?
Actually, like Tai Chi or like Shaolin Kung Fu, those Falun Gong is one of the Qigong practice. that has been traditionally passed down from generation to generations. And in China, everybody knows that in the parks, people do morning exercise, and Falun Gong is one of the most popular practices in the parks.
You are extremely skillful at avoiding questions. I asked you a direct question. Are you a group? Are you a movement? Or are you simply individual practitioners who have whatever skills you have acquired over the year in common, but nothing else?
Actually, it's a popular exercise participated by many people. It's not a movement because we don't have any political agenda.
Mr. Zhang, let me ask you. As you know, there are also hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people in China who practice Tai Chi, another form of exercise, concentration. The Chinese government is not cracking down on those people. Why not?
It's very obvious because the Falun Gong practice is the most popular one in China because of its healing effectiveness. And also because in Falun Gong we ask people to be good citizens, to be people of high moral standards, and to follow the principles of truth, compassion, and tolerance.
What do you think it is that really scares the Chinese government? I mean, everything you've said sounds so positively benign. I would expect the Chinese government to embrace you and give you all a little award. There must be something that scares them. What is it?
I think the sheer number of the people who practice Falun Gong is so big, they become so nervous, because if everyone embraces traditional values instead of that of the communist ideology, they will be very nervous. Also, I would like to add that tens of thousands of people's lives are on the line. Thousands of people are being rounded up in stadiums without food, without drink, without access to toilets for several days. I'm calling for the international communities, including United States government and other governments, to step in to urge the Chinese government to stop its inhumane treatment of these people. And we should solve this problem through the means of dialogue instead of using force against people, against the will of the people.
On that note, let me thank you for coming in this evening. I appreciate your being here. We will continue with the question of why the Chinese government is so concerned about Falun Gong when we ask an official of the Chinese embassy in a moment.
Here they come. Surprise! I made your old favorite pepperoni.
I can't eat that now.
Oh. This can't be Charlie.
I didn't take my Pepsi. I gotta wait.
Then we all wait.
Take my Tagamet. You could eat now.
Hey, Tagamet has a better way to avoid heartburn. Not before, not after. Now. You can take Tagamet right when you're going to eat and still prevent heartburn.
Same old Charlie.
With Tagamet, you can eat like a kid again.
Welcome to Help Corps, the service specialists. All of our operators are currently assisting other customers. Please hold. If this is an alert, welcome to please hold.
Before you go here, go here. Whether you want immediate answers or help, at go.com, the solution is always available.
While Lexus tests to the highest standards of safety, we also test for the intangibles. Luxury. Comfort. Ergonomics. Even beauty. The LS400, the true test of luxury.
Your diodes look stunning this evening.
See your Lexus dealer.
Customer service? Yeah. No need to check. We always have that in stock. Come on down. We're open till 7.
Before you go here, go here. Whether you're checking stock or arranging delivery, at go.com, your time is yours.
Coming up, Katie Seagal, Jack Thompson, the Uglies' John Henton, director Rennie Harlan, and of course, Bill.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher.
This weekend at Just for Feet, the world's largest athletic shoe store.
It's a 30% off store-wide sale on kids' shoes.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Save 30% on all kids' shoes.
Nothing's held back.
Everything's on sale.
Every single kid's shoe.
30% off.
Every name brand.
30% off.
Every style.
30% off.
Every color, every size, every sport.
Something for every kid.
Just in time for back to school.
30% off all kids' shoes.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Just for Feet.
Where 13th pair is free.
Is there anything better on a hot summer day than some homemade ice cream? What's your favorite kind?
Cookies and cream. Chocolate.
Hi, News 2's Neil Lauren with my pals here at the Martha O'Brien Center. Chocolate, vanilla, cookies, and cream. You'll find that and more at the annual Miss Martha's Ice Cream Crankin'. It's a summer tradition here in Nashville, and your admission entitles you to an afternoon of family fun. More importantly, it raises funds for the good works here at the Martha O'Brien Center.
Join us for Miss Martha's Ice Cream Crankin'. Call 254-1791 for details.
And with us here in our Washington studios, Liu Xiaoming, the #2 official at the Chinese embassy here in Washington. Based on what we heard from Mr. Zhang, they may have some rather bizarre medical practices and beliefs, but I find it hard to understand what it is about this group or this movement that is so distressing or alarming to the Chinese government. Can you explain it?
Of course. First, this is illegal organizations.
Because?
With no official legal registration status.
Why does it need it?
In China, I believe also in this country, when you want to set up an organization, you have to go through a normal procedures for registration.
But you heard what Mr. Zhang said. He says there is no organization any more than people who practice Tai Chi have an organization.
I think what he said is completely lies, I would say. In fact, this leader of Falun Gong, Li Hongzhi, set up a 39, what they call it, a practicing center. And under this 39 practicing center, there are about 1,900 practicing stations.
And what would happen there? Forgive me for interrupting you, but you and I have limited time, and I want to get to the nub of it. If, in fact, what they do is practice deep breathing exercises there, or even martial arts, or even some sort of psychic energy that permits them not to have to go to the hospital or seek medical care, again, what is so threatening to the Chinese government?
If they are really doing what they claim to be benign, I think there should be no problem at all. In fact, the Chinese government have no intention to ban the Qigong, the breathing exercise, which is a long tradition in China. But what this organization is doing is to engage in illegal activities, like they harass and besiege the government agencies, the media units, whoever disagree with their thinking. In fact, the first incident occurred when there's a scientist who wrote an article published in a university newspaper and criticizing this Falun Gong is anti-scientific, spreading superstitions. Then the organizers mobilized the practitioners, siege the university for 3 days, and then they went to Beijing, to siege Zhongnanhai, the seat of the government agencies.
Let's talk about that for a moment. When you say put them under siege, as I understand it, 10,000 people came out there and basically sat there and stood there and did their deep breathing exercises and did nothing more. If the Chinese government feels threatened by that kind of activity, I wonder what it would feel if there were a real violent political protest.
In fact, they are not only doing that, they have mobilized so-called demonstrations throughout the country in all 30 cities. They are interrupting traffic, block the traffic, interrupting social order.
Mr. Liu, what I always find a little difficult when I'm talking to a representative of the Chinese government is that charges like this are made, assertions are made. You are never willing to let us look deeply into these stories or willing to take us to the places where one could confirm on our own that these charges are true. I mean, so far, all I hear is a lot of words being bandied back and forth, and I must confess I don't know whom to believe.
In fact, there's a lot of investigations going on. There's a lot of facts has been, given to foreign media, domestic media. I can give you many examples. Many of them have their names.
No. My point precisely. I'm not interested in receiving it from you. I'm interested in having our own correspondents go out and find it for themselves. Could we do that?
Of course, I think, many of your journalists have a wide access to a lot of, organizations and institutions.
So if they give us the names of locations where people are being held and we came to the Chinese government and said, can we visit those locations, no problem, right?
I have no information about the location of the stadium.
No, I understand. I'm saying if we come to you with the location...
We'll look into it. We certainly will look into it.
No, I mean, can we look into it?
The stadium?
Yes.
I'm not in a position to tell it because I do not know whether this, from what I heard, this is totally lies and rumors, and we can let you know after our investigations.
Right. I guess that's where we're going to have to leave it for the evening. Just one last question to you. He, the representative of Falun Gong, wanted very much to be able to debate you directly. You didn't want to do that. Why?
Because we do not recognize his organization. It's an illegal organization. It's outlawed by the Chinese government. We do not recognize their status, whatever.
Mr. Liu, it's very good of you to come in, and I thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much, Dad.
I'll be back in 2 minutes and 35 seconds with a word or two about time.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
There comes a point when one more sequin will ruin the dress, when one more brushstroke will spoil the painting. There comes a point when anything more is simply more. Park Avenue by Buick. Power, comfort, unparalleled elegance. And now, Park Avenue is even more rewarding. It's luxury, pure and simple.
Need brakes? Get the best in the business to install them. And a lifetime guarantee honored at every Midas nationwide. Go safely. Go Midas.
ABC is America's broadcasting company, home of America's most respected journalists.
You can get them with a good story. We're not historians, we're journalists.
Unparalleled strength.
Polls have shown that this country would accept registration of firearms. You want to have an honest conversation? Let's have an honest conversation.
Exclusive interviews, seamless reporting from broadcast to broadcast.
There's always a place for original reporting.
It's why more Americans get their news from ABC News. ABC News, part of America's broadcasting company.
Sometimes bandages just don't work. Sometimes bandages just don't fit. Sometimes bandages just won't do. That's when New Skin is there for you.
New Skin Liquid Bandage, waterproof, thin and clear. Can your bandage do this?
That's when New Skin is there for you.
To make my family happy, just add water. But that can mean plantar warts. So I use new Compound W one-step pads. They're waterproof and cushioned. Compound W one-step for plantar warts. It's new, it's waterproof, it works.
This weekend at Just for Feet, the world's largest athletic shoe store.
It's a 30% off store-wide sale on kids' shoes.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Save 30% on all kids' shoes.
Nothing's held back.
Everything's on sale.
Every single kid's shoe.
30% off.
Every name brand.
30% off.
Every style.
30% off.
Every color, every size, every sport.
Something for every kid.
Just in time for back to school.
30% off all kids' shoes.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Just for Feet.
Where 13th pair is free.
We're about out of time for this evening. We have just enough left to tell you about the first of 8 Nightlines in primetime, beginning tomorrow, reported by ABC's Robert Krulwich.
Why, if we have faster and faster and faster machines, do we feel we're running out of time?
The trouble is, we're addicts to time.
Time! 1 second is cool.
2 seconds is a lot.
3 seconds is too long.
Why is it that even these people find it hard to slow down? Then how do we account for the suspicious success of cell phones? If we are wired for speed, what are we leaving behind?
Lots of questions. Nightline in primetime, Brave New World, for 8 Thursdays beginning tomorrow night at 10 Eastern Time. And that's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
Nightline is always on with abcnews.com, now part of the Go Network. If you'd like a transcript or video cassette of this or any other edition of Nightline, please dial 1-800-CALL-ABC.
Nightline has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCNews.com, now a part of the Go Network.
Hi, I'm Robert Brooks for the Green Bay Packers. The Family Violence Center provides victims and their children with safety and support. Make a difference. Support United Way.
Lisa Patton and Storm Tracker 2000, only on News 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher. Bill's guest tonight, Katie Seagal. Deep Blue Sea director, Rennie Harlan. John Henton. And Jack Thompson.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Once again, indoors.